This is the story of how the Huntingdon Brook Community Association decided to replace all of the existing chimney caps on 260 units and in the process rendered them unsafe for use and voiding code. In the spring of 2018, the Huntingdon Brook Community Management reached out to local chimney companies for estimates on replacing the existing chimney caps on all 260 units of the community. Estates Chimney Company was selected to do the work. Then, in October of 2018, after all of the work was completed, residents of the Huntingdon Brook community received a letter forwarded from Estates Chimney Company stating that there was unsafe building construction found and their fireplaces should not be used. Matt Halper of American Chimney was also initially asked to submit an estimate, and upon inspection of the current chimney systems in the community, he submitted a report which outlined why this work shouldn't be done for fear of ruining the existing chimney systems.
I am hired on a daily basis by multiple engineer firms, insurance companies to investigate, inspect, and document systems just like these. I specialize in the investigation, the documentation, the replacement of, and litigation of fireplace issues. In early February 2018, I believe the first week of February, I was contacted by Tony from the management company of Huntingdon Brook Association. He requested that I submit a proposal for replacing the fireplace prefabricated chimney caps and the chase covers on all the units in the community. At that time, I recognized what he was asking for was not possible. The reason it wasn't possible was they do not make the pre-manufactured caps for these fireplaces that are in this community. Therefore, if you cannot find or have access to these original caps, you cannot replace them. In order for me to submit a proposal for work, I must inspect the systems and have general knowledge per code of what I was doing. At that time, the gentleman who acknowledged he was the president of the association said he didn't want an inspection and just wanted the caps replaced. I told the president of the association that I couldn't submit a proposal for work to be completed because it would be out of code. It would ruin the systems. I then proceeded to complete my report, and I met with Tony in his office and gave him a report that outlined all the issues that they were asking for. It was a liability mitigation report I presented to him to show them that if they went forward with replacing these caps, that they would ruin the systems. I verbally read the report to him in person and submitted the report at that time to him. After I submitted my report to Tony, I was contacted by the management company for my insurance information. I figured they were proceeding forward with a contract with us to do the alternative work that I proposed. Not the work that they were asking for, but what I could provide as a code-providing service. A few weeks went by and I didn't hear anything, so I contacted them to see if they were proceeding with what we suggested. At that time, they informed me they were not. They decided to go a different direction. When I saw that the chimneys were being modified, I realized that the company that was in the development probably did not know they were not able to do that. Early October 2018, I was approached by the first resident the day after they received the letter by email letting them know that their chimneys were unsafe to operate. I told them that I could complete a level 2 inspection at their home to try to figure out what issues were going on with the fireplace. I then proceeded to go to the township to license inspection and ask them if they were aware of any modifications or any permits or anything were applied for and inspected. And at that time, I was told no, there was not. After completing multiple inspections in the community, we found that the caps that were used to modify the chimneys is cutting off airflow that cools the systems to try to prevent the systems from overheating and creating a house fire. Very alarming that the caps held the liner together in place in the system.
Nothing holding that in at all. No brackets keeping it in place. Just kind of swaying in the breeze.
The reason that fireplaces are not safe is the original hardware that was meant to cool the systems has been modified and changed. In some instances, there is almost no airflow cooling the fireplaces. This is an extreme hazard in the community. These fireplaces are UL listed and tested. What that means is only the parts that were tested with these systems can be used. Now, since this manufacturer does not exist anymore, there are no parts available to replace the parts that were discarded. The only way for any home in this community to have a working fireplace again is to completely remove the original systems in their entirety. These chimneys worked and could pass an inspection before they were modified. Now these chimneys do not pass an inspection and they never will.